Are we going to get into this fucking comic or what?
Yeah, but I have to get a drink of water first. This is another episode of the Flight Ringers podcast. I'm David King. That's Dan Spottswood.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
We are professional cartoonists, and we are Legion of Superheroes experts. They still play that song on the radio.
Do they? So a lot of songs kind of like, well, there's Lola, right? I guess he's not. He's okay with it.
Yeah, he's still cool with Lola. No, the Tone Loc thing just reinforces the stereotype of...
It's pretty tame, though, compared... Have you heard... There's an Eazy song where he's like...
No, I haven't heard that. It sounds great.
Well, it's really funny when you're like 11.
You're 11, God. How old is your son? He's like 9.
No, he's 7.
Oh, he's 7. You should play him some Eazy-E.
It was like having a comedy album or something. Like if one of your friends got a hold of one of their older siblings, like gangster rap albums, it was just the funniest thing for a suburban white kid in the world to hear all these, the N-word and all the bad words. And, they're almost like comedy sketches anyway.
Yeah.
There's like interludes in between them where they end up shooting each other, but it's all comedic.
Yeah, I don't think I ever knew anybody who was into that stuff. Like my friends weren't playing around with that, I guess. I mean, I remember...
How'd you know My Posse's on Broadway?
Like, I heard that song when I was fucking 38 years old.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Everybody you knew, but they're all listening to country music or something out there?
More like metalheads, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like somebody had the Appetite for Destruction.
Oh, yeah.
And there's some pretty gnarly songs on that. Or maybe it wasn't even that. Maybe it was one of the... There's one called Lies, this Guns N' Roses thing. Is that like a B-sides CD or something? And it had like the little inside CD thing. Like there was actually a photo of like a naked lady in it a little bit. And there's...
I think that's Appetite for Destruction. Is it? Who's that guy? He's kind of a famous...
Well, yeah, that has the Robert Williams cover art. On the Lies one, it's designed like a newspaper, so it has big dots kind of.
Oh, yeah.
And it has I think it has maybe a blown out photograph of like a naked lady like on the inside of the fold or something. But it also has the lyrics. I don't know. There's a couple of really dirty songs on the Guns N' Roses. Like when you read the lyrics.
So you never listened to any, you never heard any of that NWA stuff or Two Live Crew?
Two Live Crew in high school. I finally heard some of that.
Okay. It's the same.
Yeah, Two Live Crew was funny, but I got the impression that the other stuff was like serious and nasty and violent, whereas the Two Live Crew stuff was obviously comedy. But it's because I didn't know any better.
I mean, I think it's all a little corny. I don't know.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, a lot of their stuff was kind of like that too. Not the stuff on the radio.
Mm-hmm. But like Eazy-E and I guess NWA, those guys look scary, Yeah. Like they look intimidating.
Ice Cube always looked kind of scary, at least until started doing like family movies all the time. He still looks the same, but the context is different.
Yeah.
But Dr. Dre, he was in NWA. He ended up becoming the real famous one.
Yeah, he's probably the biggest, most rich one now, right?
Mm-hmm. You never knew any rap people. You never listened to any rap.
We heard a Snoop Dogg song on the radio tonight. It's like we thought it was weird just how mainstream he is,
He like has a show with Martha Stewart.
Yeah. But I remember, I swear I saw like something where he's talking about like he's still a gang member and proud of it. And he's still a pimp and he pimps out hoes and shit,
It's just like it's like a shtick.
Is it? Like, is he not really a criminal at all?
Are you being serious?
I have no idea.
He's like 60 years old.
Well,
he's like, he owns like a football team, I think, or like his son's in the NFL. He seems to have an inexhaustible brand. Like he never gets pegged for selling out, no matter how dumb a thing he does.
Yeah. I don't think anybody gets in trouble for selling out anymore. That's really the only way to make it is to sell out. Only way to survive.
Yeah. I looked into it, and of course, like the European Union, they have opt-out rules for them. We're just guinea pigs here. We're just so exposed here.
I know. Like I want to run for office and be the person who campaigns on like making these companies pay us if they're going to harvest our information this way, or just make it illegal for them to do that. Because Like all that shit, all that data that's collected and sold back and forth between all these companies that gets hacked and stolen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, how come I'm not profiting from this? Like all this whatever demographic type of shit that they're collecting so they know exactly what ad to send to me. Like,
right.
That's my information. How come you get it and I don't, and I just pay a consequence for it, you know? It's messed up.
It is messed up.
And that's everybody in the country, you know? Like just you and me talking, you know, the phone's listening to that. Like if this fucking thing was profitable to somebody, we'd be seeing so many ads about this shit.
Right, right.
Luckily, no one likes it but you and me. Everything just feels so fucked and hopeless. I don't know what it must be like to be like a teenager now.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I guess I'm going to find out.
Yeah. They're probably preoccupied with like teenager shit. They don't even think about how awful the future is going to be and how awful like the whatever working life is, you know, like they're not there yet.
Yeah. In a way, we're all like the boiling lobsters. Like it gets a little bit shittier every 10 years, but it's not all abrupt. So
yeah,
they can't even imagine how much better it must have been before. Like they don't know what they're missing. Like, I just think it's fucked up that nobody has like pensions anymore. Like, Jesus Christ. Like that everybody has to like look for a new job every like 3 or 4 years. You can't like move up anymore. You have to like move sideways, and then you have to save up somehow for your own retirement and hope you save up enough. And it's almost impossible. Yeah, and then eventually you're going to get to the point where you are no longer useful to them. You're too feeble.
Right.
And I don't feel like they hammer that home often enough to people, young people. Like, you may starve to death because you will be too old to work. So you need to be like saving like a motherfucker because it's going to be absolutely horrible.
Yeah, but I think even saving like a motherfucker isn't going to be enough. You know what I mean? Like you just cannot earn enough.
Yeah, and it also sucks because inflation makes everything that you save worth less over time too.
Yeah, and when you put it in your goddamn 401k that's invested in the stock market every 10 years, it gets wiped out by 50%.
Right, it's gambling. It's like a raffle. Maybe the economy will be good when you're ready to retire.
I hate this. It's just so upsetting. It's so frustrating, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's like you just cannot save enough money, I don't think. I was going to say that shit that my dad was always telling me, like when I was getting money in any capacity, even when like he was giving me allowance or whatever, he's like, you got to save 10% of every dollar. And I'm like even as a kid, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But even when it starts to actually be possible, like I'm not going to put $1 in my piggy bank or every $10 I get. That's stupid. Give me a break. But like once you start getting your weekly paycheck, that's $500. Even then, I'm not putting away $50. Like it just seems like too trifling of an amount. But like I don't know.
But even if you do, and it's easy enough, you know? even if like I've had things like that set up before, and then you start saving up, and then like your transmission goes out.
Yeah, you just need that fucking money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, transmission's a great example. Everybody has to go through that shit, and it costs you like what $2,000 or something. Yeah, you know what I mean?
A lot.
And it's like your fucking shitter car, but like I can't get a as good of a car for $2,000 either. So I better just fix it. Better just shell out.
Yeah,
give me a break. Yeah, life's miserable. Let's get started.
Speaking of dying.
This is Superboy 203, 1974.
April 18th, it was published. We have a cover by the extraordinary Nick Cardy, who sadly I don't believe ever did any proper Legion stories, but did some great covers.
Yeah, so good. Aquaman and Teen Titans, that's kind of his jam. I don't know if he worked at Marvel or not.
Did he do like romance books?
He must have. Like if he didn't, they goofed.
Right.
But they didn't let him do any Legion comics, so I guess they goofed a lot in his case.
This is written by Cary Bates. This is Mike Grell's. I believe this is his first Legion issue.
He inked a Cockrum issue, I think. So this may be technically his second one, but his first full-on artist job.
Right. He's penciling and inking it. This is during the Murray Boltinoff era. And this is a key issue. We know you love key issues.
This is a key issue?
Yeah.
Because it's the death of Invisible Kid?
A Legionnaire dies.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of a major Legionnaire.
It may explain why I didn't have a double. I was looking for some doubles in my box. I have a ton of extra ones. Didn't have a double of this one.
Well, when it's a key Legionnaire issue, that means maybe it'll be $10 instead of $3 in the back issue bin.
These ones are, I feel like I don't see them as often in the bargain bins, like my whole life. Like now, this is a 50-year-old comic. They're not going to be floating around in the bargain bins. But even when the shit from 1978 was in the bargain bins, the shit from 1974 wasn't there. And I don't know why. Maybe just because they're better or they printed less of them or something, maybe.
Older.
I don't know. I guess so.
I think part of the reason I got so into Legion is there's just so much of it in the quarter bins in the 80s. And it's pretty much right after the Grell era when you start. That's how far it would go back. Like you can find all that Jerry Conway, the Joe Staton stuff, all the way through the Baxter. I
wonder if maybe it's like some kind of distribution thing, like the like once they get into direct market, those ones were maybe more in the back issue bargain bins, and the ones just a couple of years earlier. I don't know, maybe they're not there so much. But these ones all took me longer to find when I was buying them than the ones just slightly later than this.
The ones I ran into the most were the first Baxter series. Like that, there's always tons of that in there, except for the Superboy dying issues and maybe the first issue, though I've seen that in quarter bins too.
Oh, the first issue? Extremely common. I think I've been to stores where they have like how sometimes you find like a stack of like 15 of them in there, I love those boxes. It's so funny when I see a comic shop. I can't remember. It was just recently I was at a sale, and I'm like, it was literally like a third of a short box of some issue of comic all packed in there,
Like X-Force ones.
Yeah. And it's like this thing, this, like when I see it, it's already like this box, this big stack of comics is already probably on its second or third owner, retail shop owner. Couldn't get rid of these things. You know? And I just wonder how long those are all going to be together in that box. Like the box I saw a month ago that has 30 copies of some comic book all together.
They kind of taped together.
I think some of them were in a plastic bag. Like they put them in a magazine bag, as many as they could fit in there.
Oh,
but then there are still other loose ones just right in front of it. How long are they going to be together, those guys? Like always, right? Like until they get incinerated, I think. Or until you have to eat them.
What you got to do is you got to buy them every time you see them and destroy them.
Oh, and then make them valuable. Actually, I overheard the dude who owned those those comics at another of his sales. He was talking about how many copies of Spawn #1 he's had, and how many like whole long boxes full of Spawn #1 that he just sent to the dump or whatever because they were just in the way. I mean, now they're worth $20 a piece. A Spawn #1. 10 years ago, they were worth $1 a piece. In 1992 or 3 or 4 or whatever the fuck, like a year after they came out, maybe they're a $2 comic. I don't know. But yeah, for years and years, decades and decades, Spawn #1 was a worthless comic. And if you had enough of them, you just chucked them.
Right. For sure. Everything seems more, I can't tell if maybe it's this key issue crap happening right now, or maybe it's just we're getting so freaking old that even those dumb comics they were shitting out in the early 90s are old enough that they are actually starting to become valuable. But it's the internet, it's also the internet too. Like everyone's always trying to sell things at the price that maybe the price guide says it's worth. Whereas if you go to like, they're not priced to move. They're at the optimal high price that no one is actually going to buy them at.
Right. It's the most recent eBay sale is what the price is.
Right.
Except if the one right before it was higher, That's how the comic shop guys all do it. And it's kind of embarrassing. Like I hate going to shops where they don't put a price tag on it and you bring it up there and you can see the dude looking up how much it might be. And I'm like, what are you looking this up on? How are you finding this? Because I could just do that. Like, I don't need to speak to you. I wouldn't need to pick up this big stack of comics, and I don't want most of them because you're charging me too much, you know? Like, you could save yourself some time if you just tell me, give me a QR code for your fucking pricing bullshit.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's really bad if they're checking eBay.
I mean, I don't know where else they're looking, you know? Like, there's this website called comicbookrealm.com, which has some prices, like back issue prices on them. And I think it just averages out eBay sales. And they're always like goofball, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why anyone would go off of that price. I don't think the comic shop is using that.
But I got to go to the cons. You got to go to the cons because they price things to sell them.
Yeah. Cons around here make you pay to get in.
Yeah. Well, there's like, around here we got the big ones that are astronomically expensive to get in to pay for Dean Cain and Scott Baio or whatever. But then there's like the smaller ones that are usually, they're like the Foreign Legion building or a hotel.
Yeah.
And a lot of times those are free or like $5 to get in because they don't have celebrities or anything. They just have dealers.
Yeah.
Those are the ones to find. You not have those up there?
There's one of those around here, but it's $9. I don't know why they don't just go straight to 10, but it's $9 to get in, which seems a little high to me for the what I usually find there, you know?
Yeah.
And I always like, at the end of those shows, I always like average out everything I got. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got to add another $9 onto this. And if I only got $9 books, these all costed an extra $1 that I didn't really want to pay.
Right.
Or whatever. Or I paid $10 for no comics to come to this thing.
Right. And most of the long boxes now are filled with like the new 52 DC stuff.
God.
It's hard to find like old newsprint comics, like 80s, 90s comics.
Yep, I know. Yeah, I went to a comic shop yesterday that was, they're closing, you know? Mm-hmm. And it was on Wednesday, actually. So they were actually busy. I think they still got a new diamond order or whatever that day, even though it was their last day in business. But the whole shop was 50% off. And so I'm walking around and they're like trying to squeeze by these guys because the line was real long. I didn't want anything. I left. I didn't buy anything. Half off of everything in a comic shop, and I didn't want to buy anything.
Yeah.
Just old, I guess. Just done.
Sometimes it's not worth the line.
Yeah, that line was miserable. Like we went to the shop and I'm like, let's check back after lunch. We went and got lunch, came back, still this long ass line. I'm like, fuck it.
You dragged your wife to a comic book shop?
Oh, we were out running some errands anyway. She was going to go carry out food if I was going to be in that store for a while. Turned out I didn't want to be in that fucking store. So we ate lunch together.
Right.
Yeah.
Comics don't go on Wednesdays.
They're not very fun for me anymore. Do you find it fun to go to a comic shop? Like you're reliving your youth or anything like that when you go to them?
Not so much fun. Not enough fun to go there regularly. But I mean, around here, like I know most of the people running those places, and I like to catch up with those people. And my son enjoys it, so I get some vicarious enjoyment out of seeing him get excited about comics. But
yeah, you don't buy much for yourself, right? Except a reprint of some shit.
Yeah, I'll get like the $8 reprint of the Carmen Infantino Flash issue.
Yeah. I bought Military Comics #1 the other day at a comic shop.
Oh, is that a DC?
Yeah, it's like the Blackhawk first appearance of Blackhawk, I guess.
Cool. Is that? Well, wait, that wouldn't be DC. Isn't that like Quality or something?
Yeah, but DC does all that stuff now.
Is that Eisner? Did Eisner have something to do with Blackhawk at the beginning?
I believe it. Well, it is. Yeah, written by Eisner. Or, like he's the boss of it. Mm-hmm. But it has like a Jack Cole comic in it.
Nice.
But the repro is like it's not a recent scan. I think they must have had a Blackhawk archives or something, so it all kind of looks like that. Wasn't that fun?
You have the ads?
Yeah, it does have ads.
Now, a comic that far back. They're shrinking them, right? They're not really.
Yeah.
They're not the right dimensions.
That's right.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, it has a lot of dead space up here because it's supposed to be magazine size or more like magazine size.
I mean, at this point, it has to be kind of a special print run even to print it on that kind of paper. Why couldn't they just print it at the original size?
I don't know. That's what I keep asking. Why don't they do it? Like I remember, it was when I was taking Ivan Brunetti's class way back when. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he was saying how, the contemporary comic book format dimensions is an oddball trim anyway. You know, like they're all based on is it called a quarto or whatever. It's like that, you know, like we have that 8.5 by 11 office paper, and it's like that times 4 or whatever is like the basis. Right. And so to cut this thing down to like 7 by 10, you have to, you know, you have this whole waste of extra crap that they cut off just to make it this size instead of this size, you know, this much wider like it ought to be. And for some reason they have to stick to that because I guess the comic shop guys will bitch and moan because it doesn't fit in their comic book bags or it doesn't fit on their racks or something.
Right.
But it's like a specialty thing that costs extra money. And only a specific kind of buyer even wants it, who will probably shell out for nice paper on the cover instead of this shit, and for a fucking comic book bag that costs 15 cents instead of 10 cents or whatever they cost, you know. I have no idea what the hell is wrong with the world.
Like 10 or so years ago, Eric Larson, I think he maybe was inspired by that. I will destroy all human. I don't even remember. What it's called, but he like got a hold of a bunch of. He started doing a bunch of like public domain characters. You remember that? Yeah. But they were published, I think, in the old dimensions.
I think they're actually maybe bigger.
Oh, you think they're bigger? Okay.
Because I have some of those and I don't like them. I hate them because they're too tall.
Oh, okay.
Or something. I mean, they're also kind of not great comics, just average.
Right.
Yeah, they're like not quite the size of a magazine, but they're too tall to fit in your. They're more like 8 by 10 or something, you know?
Oh, okay. The older comics are maybe the same height, just a little wider. Is that right?
I think so. I think that's kind of what it is for like a golden age comic. I'm trying to think if I have any handy right here. Here we go. I bet this Frogman comic is golden age size.
Whoa.
And so it's...
Looks so much better.
Yeah, it's maybe a hair taller. And then, yeah, it's a whole inch wider.
Uh-huh.
As you can see.
Open it. I want to see a couple pages.
Oh, okay.
Just want to see how the panels look. They're kind of wasting a lot of space.
I don't know what this comic is about. I don't know who the publisher is even. Hillman.
Cool. Did you get these at the same time?
No, I didn't.
Are you just in an army military kick?
I think this must have been in a dollar bin, so I grabbed it. Yeah. I don't usually care about war comics, but this looked kind of neat, and it was $1 or cheap, I'm sure. And like if it's old enough and cheap, I'll usually buy them, you know?
I have a friend I work with, and he grew up reading comics, but he never read superheroes. He only read army comics, which was like the Haunted Tank, I guess, and Sergeant Rock, because he's not that much older than me. It's just crazy that those they seem so from another time. It's amazing that they stuck around as long as they did, because I think they made it through like maybe the late 80s.
Yeah, they stuck around a while.
It must have been those last few diehard fans, and they died towards the end of the 80s.
They died with their boots on.
Yeah.
I think they went to like military bases and shit like that probably too.
Oh, yeah.
Like for bored soldiers, maybe they cared about reading about a World War II army guy. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's cool that they existed. It's sad that there's only superhero stuff now. But
yeah, I was about to say we're lucky there's even that, but is it luck?
There was also like House of Mystery. That was still around in the 80s. And then it was like Elvira's House of Mystery for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess I see how those were the other genres that still kind of hung on, like horror stories and military shit. Even though, like, I don't get how a spooky comic book story can really hold anybody, you know? Like, you cannot get the same kind of scare from Elvira's House of Mystery that you can from Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, another thing that sort of died with it, a lot of those were like anthology-like. They were different stories every issue, sometimes multiple stories in an issue. And I don't know if they can really do that anymore. They need to have some tentpole character in it every issue.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, they did those Vertigo things every now and then, which was like they'd have sort of a throwback, but it was always like a 4-issue miniseries.
Yeah.
And I bet they tanked. I bet nobody bought them.
The Cowboy comics, I think they were kind of gone by the 80s for the most part, but those seemed to do well in the 70s. Which seems late for them.
Like that was probably nostalgia for guys who were in the Western phase in the 50s or something, you know?
Right. I guess there's like the Walking Dead kind of stuff. Like, I mean, it's still like weird kids, sci-fi, fantasy kind of stuff, but it's more like that TV show, you know?
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know how comic books are even still a thing. It's really pretty weird to me.
Who's reading these? People don't read anymore. What the fuck?
Well, I think that's true. Like, you're saying that like it's a joke or like you're being sarcastic, but no, who does read anything anymore, especially comic books? Oh, I was going to bitch for one more thing.
Bitch more.
The same day I bought that military comics, I went to Golden Apple Comics, big LA comic shop.
I know of it.
Yeah. And like, you know, it was a decent comic shop. They got back issues. They got dollar issues. They got new shit. I bought a replacement copy of the first of those Treasury books, the Legion Treasury book with a Mortar reprint.
Oh, yeah.
Because I ripped the cover off of mine doing that one time. So I'm like, this one looks like it's good shape. $15. I bought it. And then I bought some of these Lightning Saga individual, like Justice League issues that I didn't have.
Okay.
And then I bought the military comics. Oh, I bought an issue of Adventure Comics, like a Supergirl late one that has like a Legion reprint. So I'm just filling in shit that's on my want list. And then this military comics. I don't know. Just didn't feel fun at all. Like I got that shit home and filed it away, you know? Like spent my $50 there. It's just...
You don't even leave them out for a day or two before you file them away?
No, because like it's such a mess in here. I'm like, check them off the list, put them away. Get them out of my sight. I didn't even open the bags. I put them in the box because they're part of the collection that I'm trying to collect or whatever. Like, I don't even care, you know? There's gum between them or something. I don't care. Whatever.
Let's do it. Massacre by Remote Control. The Death of Lyle Norg.
Now, had he been around? Like, has he showed up? Like, I pulled out these other 2 issues. Oh, I lost them already.
I mean, I don't think they used him that often.
Like, he's not on the cover of 198, not on the cover of 199.
Right. Well, we're also going through this. This is sort of, there seems to be like when you kind of segue from the Silver Age to the Bronze, which I put at the end from like Silver Age ends at the end of Action Comics and starts in Superboy. They seem to be like cleaning house. Like they're like, we need to get rid of all these silly characters. They very, very quickly they write out like Bouncing Boy and Triplicate Girl, or Duo Damsel rather, who I think is a great character, but everyone is like, well, this character doesn't have any useful powers, so they get rid of them. They kill Invisible Kid. Yeah,
I was going to ask you if you felt like Invisible Kid is part of that, and
yes,
it's because like invisibility is a dumb power.
It's a good power, but
I can kind of see it going either way. Like Invisible Girl over in Fantastic Four is a perennial, but also like maybe a kid from the 60s and 70s is like invisibility. It's what you give the weak girl character or something.
It was probably something like that. And like you were pointing out, like he was probably not used very often. Especially early on, they were not super great at juggling multiple characters, so they were always trying to figure out. More often than not, they just pretend about 10, 15 members didn't exist in any given issue. If you're lucky, they might say they're on a mission in space or something, but it's almost never more than 5 or 6 characters at any given time. One of them is almost always Superboy. He was rarely one that was picked out of the half dozen characters.
But what's silly to me is that they've decided to get rid of somebody from the Legion, and they got these 2 dudes who are identical,
right.
Superboy and Mon-El. They're keeping these guys around, you know?
Right.
Like in violation of the fucking Legion Constitution that says you can't have the same powers. And even there's a caption box later on that's like Mon-El has the same powers as Superboy. It's like verbatim, like you're keeping him and you're killing this other guy.
Right. Well, he was more popular. You can't exactly kill Superboy in a Superboy comic.
You could fucking kill Mon-El. Get rid of that guy. Actually, he's harder to kill than Superboy.
I think at some point maybe they even said like his different vulnerabilities distinguished his power.
Right. Yeah, that's the only thing they could lean on to differentiate those two guys.
No, we don't have the same power. Kryptonite hurts me, lead hurts him. But as I've always said, it's really just a popularity contest. And if they don't want some goon on their team, they'll just say, sorry, we already have somebody with that power. Your power isn't useful enough. But then, like, Bouncing Boy, he's funny. They like him. He's their friend. So he can be on the team.
Until he can't. Yeah, until he gets married.
Right.
Yeah, so they kind of foreshadow Invisible Kid's demise just on the first page with this Validus looming over him.
Yeah, what do you think's in that box? It's like a dick in the box?
I don't know. It doesn't play a part in the actual story. They're like, the evil force, it's been in this box the whole time, and Superboy's holding like a black, shiny box.
Sort of does, except I don't know that it was ever in a box.
It was never in a box like that.
Right.
Like, they show us this thing throughout the comic, not so subtly, over and over again, the thing that's going to cause all the problems, and it's never in a box like that. So this is a kind of a metaphorical type of splash page, but also boring as hell, just like these four guys standing there and Validus showing up in the background. The comic starts out with one of these things where some mysterious people are breaking into Legion headquarters.
I feel like this has happened like 6 times at least in the Legion run, where like, and they're always dressed the same way, all in black. Like, we had Ultra Boy do it the other day in the annual we covered. He might not have had a mask, but then Marla did it at least once, maybe twice, like in Secrets of the Legion and maybe in a 70s issue.
Yeah, I think it happens somewhat frequently. Yeah, like I guess the all black with the completely covered face is sort of the cat burglar costume of the 30th century.
Right.
These guys have Roman numerals 1 through 4 on their chests. Like, they have the power to, I don't know, like dissolve a big hole in the wall. But then one guy's like, I think my best way to get farther in is to climb through the air ducts, ventilation ducts. I don't know why they don't just use this power of blowing a hole in the wall to go all the way to their destination in Legion headquarters. Right. But they all kind of separate once they get through that initial obstacle.
The air duct guy is the guy who ends up getting in, right?
Yeah.
See, it feels like maybe they swapped characters in the middle of this. Like, it seems like maybe it's my favoritism for Karate Kid, but I feel like Karate Kid should have been the one who made it through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it turns out they're Legionnaires, and this is a training exercise. Element Lad is the one. He's number 1, right?
2. Karate Kid is 1.
Oh, okay. Karate Kid's 1, and Element Lad must be 2 because he's turning the wall into sand.
Right.
But yeah, the guy who does the ventilation duct gets taken out by Sunboy, and he lands flat on his ass. I don't know if they even say who the other 2 are, do they? It looks like Roman numeral 2 is Element Lad. Oh,
yeah, he is 2. He is 2. Phantom Girl, I think, is 3.
Phantom Girl's 3. Lightning Lad is 4. There we go.
There we go.
But they do this neat thing where, like, I read this in the black and white reprint book, the Showcase Presents. This effect where, I guess when the bad guy reaches his destination and beats the Legion in the training exercise, there's this infrared effect that I guess turns everything red. Grell has used some like shading film with these concentric rings. It looks kind of cool in black and white. It kind of gets lost in the printed one. It just looks like brown.
Right. It's almost totally lost.
He uses the paste down shading film a lot in this comic.
I love the Mon-El using the super stretchy cape gimmick.
Oh yeah, classic. He also has a funny line on page 4, like a dirty Cary Bates line. Mon-El runs in and he says, I figured you might try the unique idea of entering from the bottom.
Oh, brother.
Oh, and also on page 4, they show up in the, what do they call it? The Legion Museum. And there's a statue of the dead Legionnaire Farrelad front and center, kind of foreshadowing or kind of building up this dead Legionnaire theme throughout the issue.
Standing alone, but not for long.
Not for long. Yeah, and speaking of which, the guy who was supposed to be guarding the museum area was fucking Invisible Kid. Where was he? Mon-El is pissed.
He's been suspicious of Invisible Kid for a while because they're pretty sure when he's supposed to be on guard duty, he's like, yeah, I'll just be invisible. But he's going get coffee down the street or hanging out with his pals.
Well, hanging out with his pals in his shadow dimension that he goes to when he turns invisible.
Right.
You were kidding around, but evidently Invisible Kid told Brainiac 5 that this is a real thing. When he turns invisible, like, I don't think I ever heard about it before reading this comic. But when Invisible Kid is invisible, he's somewhere else, kind of. It sounds like Phantom Girl's powers, what we usually understand as Phantom Girl's powers, where she dematerializes from our world and rematerializes in her own world or something. Like she's half in and half out or something. That's
right. Paul Levitz tried to do a little of this with Invisible Kid too, but then chickened out.
Yeah, totally chickened out. A fucking wuss. I thought it was sort of metaphorical type of thing where Invisible Kid is supposed to be guarding the museum because he himself is going to be a relic that belongs in a museum, especially by the end of this comic when he's dead. But he's just hanging out in there with the statues and the mementos of their missions and crap. Like he doesn't even belong in the present with these real powerful Legionnaires. He's one of the dumb ones. He belongs back there in the past with their old adventures.
Of course, they introduce this interesting new power for him to make him, I guess, more interesting right when they're going to kill him.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
It's weird how they do that. They did that with, they didn't give Chemical King powers. They gave him a personality and made him interesting in his final appearance.
Right. Otherwise, he's just like a red shirt in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Which is what he was all the way up until then, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, he had a couple
issues.
Moments, yeah.
Yeah.
But so they're while they're wondering where Invisible Kid disappeared to, when he's supposed to be guarding the museum, he shows up, rematerializes, and collapses. So they throw him in the hospital, and then Brainiac 5 trots out another machine that he has to read people's memories or minds or whatever, to rape their intellect.
I really love that Mon-El drawing where he's leaning on the box, the dialogue box. It's a nifty drawing.
It's good. There's good drawings all the way through this. I mean, Grell seems like he's trying to do a Dave Cockrum impersonation, but it looks good. Good looking comic.
Yeah, even the burglar costumes. It's a showcase for his figure drawing and black spotting.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't call it that. The spotting of blacks. Yeah, he's probably showing off a little.
I noticed back here on page 6, Superboy's doing like a Burt Ward Robin pose where he's like punching his fist or punching his palm of his hand. And he's got his head cocked. It looks like he traced a still from the Batman TV show or something for that.
His cape is a little weird too. It's I've seen his cape like that maybe in live action before. Maybe that's more like how his cape should really work.
Oh yeah, where it's kind of draped around him and stuck to him.
Right.
I noticed that a lot in this. Like that's how the capes, Mike Grell capes, behave that way. Like they're really heavy or they're sticky or something. Or there's always a fan blowing on the back of these guys.
Right. It's also worth noting that Mon-El is leader right now.
Yeah, and he's kind of hardcore into it being a leader.
Yeah. Yep.
Like he's gonna really reprimand Invisible Kid for deserting his post during this thing.
Right. Forbid him from using his powers.
Right. He gets grounded for a month.
They're tapping his memory, I guess, to see this other realm he goes to on their TV screen. This invisible world. It says an invisible world, Mon-El, a realm that he sometimes enters when he dematerializes out of our world. And Mon-El says, amazing. I never knew something as bizarre as this existed. Except for that place he was for like 1,000 years.
Right.
It was almost exactly that.
Forgot about that part of his life where he lived in an immaterial world.
There's 2 moments just like this where they picked the absolute worst character to have that conversation with, because he'd be the one guy who'd understand. And then later, like Invisible Kid, I believe, is talking to Phantom Girl about how she's like, that's so weird. You just use your power and you end up somewhere else. And that's what her power does.
But they say that they reveal that Invisible Kid has a girlfriend in this other Twilight Zone that he goes to. And she's drawn in this kind of like psychedelic contour drawing type of thing, which oftentimes, like, they use this a lot in Legion. They use it when Saturn Girl is using her powers a lot. That kind of style, that sort of psychedelic rock poster type of style.
I think a lot of Mike Grell's work from this time has that quality.
But were they doing that? Does Marvel ever do that? Like when Professor X uses Cerebro or something like that?
Maybe when Steranko drew it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a big... That style casts a long shadow throughout the 60s and 70s, right? So.
Right. Late 60s, at least in comics.
Anyway, this chick Mila, she's about to tell Invisible Kid a big secret, but before she can get it through, the TV explodes. What's it called? The Mento screen that you can read people's minds with and violate their privacy with.
At first, I thought maybe Invisible Kid had exposed himself or something. There was like too much PDA because Brainiac 5 is like, what does he say? Great guns. I don't dare look. They're voyeurs, and then they're watching these lovers start to make out or something, and they've seen too much. It's so gross, it causes the TV to burst.
Yeah.
Like a mirror breaking for an ugly person.
Is there some kind of irony that his girlfriend is invisible too? Like he goes to the dematerialized world, okay. But I guess anybody who lives there would be dematerialized. But it's like somebody said, okay, we should give Invisible Kid a girlfriend. What should she be like? Oh, she should also be invisible because invisible goes with invisible, I guess.
I feel like it's a fuck up or a stupid choice at the least, because knowing what the ending is, it would have made more sense to render it that way at the end. And in this scene, when we don't even suspect that he's in that world, why wouldn't she just look like he does there?
Yeah.
Or maybe he should be clear and shimmery as well while he's there, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that. But like, yeah, they show some, naturally to the 70s comic, there's some mushrooms on the ground and I guess tree roots or something.
Right.
But that stuff also looks solid and not spectral.
Right.
So yeah, I guess I probably assumed that she was like an alien or something, or a native of this place, and those people look ghostly.
It's a zone full of phantoms.
Yeah. Lyle Norg, Invisible Kid, he's not going to talk about it. And they try to ask him about this chick he likes, and he's like,
We were watching your wet dream on the TV.
He doesn't mind at all. He's like, thanks for saving me in the museum. And Mon-El's like, dude, we Mento scanned you when you were out cold. And he's totally cool with that, except that now they know his secret, that he has a secret girlfriend, a secret invisible girlfriend.
Ooh.
Like so many of us had when we were teenagers.
It almost makes me wonder if people suspected the character was gay even this far back, because he kind of makes a point of like saying, well, I've never had a girlfriend before. As you know, I'm the only male Legionnaire without a girlfriend. And they're like, we need to nip that fan rumor in the bud.
Right before we
kill him.
We gotta
make it clear that he's straight.
Yeah, and why? Like if you're really gonna kill him and never use him again, like who cares, right?
Right.
I mean, who cares anyway? But like if they really didn't want to have a gay Legionnaire, you just killed him. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they couldn't even suggest that existed at this time.
Yeah.
In the comics.
For anybody watching this who is not familiar, fan theories about Invisible Kid are that he is gay. And I think they put it in the comic eventually. I think even Paul Levitz put it in the comic, right? That he and Chemical King may have had a romance. And I guess that's why they had to die, both of those guys.
Well, he's like, he wanted to have some representation of gay people in the comics, so he picked the two dead guys.
Right.
So Brainiac theorizes that he was told something from that girl so shocking, it caused the TV to blow up. Some sort of psychic anguish feedback.
She must have told him who shot JR. Oh, here's the part where he's having the heart-to-heart with Phantom Girl. First of all, yeah, he's explaining dematerializing into another world to a person who has very obvious knowledge of how that happens.
Right.
But then his explanation is so dumb. Like, it doesn't explain anything. He like holds up the pen and it's like, you can focus on the pen and everything's blurry, or you can focus on everything but the pen and the pen's blurry. Huh?
Yeah, it's a dumb. It reminds me a lot of right around this same time. There was an episode of Doctor Who that did almost the exact same thing, only with the TARDIS. Do you know what the TARDIS is? It's like a blue phone booth.
It's a telephone booth, right?
Right, and he goes inside of it, and it's a giant ship on the inside.
Okay,
you know
yeah.
that? And so his companion, his human sidekick, is asking how this big room could fit in this little box. So he takes a little box and a big box, and he hands her the little box, and he walks over to the other side with the big box, and he says, "Now which one is bigger?" And it's like, if you're like 5, you're like, "Oh, that makes sense." But that's what this kind of logic reminds me of. Like, just enough to maybe make a young kid think.
Whatever you say, Doc.
Right.
They ever call Doctor Who Doc? Do they even call him Doctor Who? Is that even his name in the show?
No.
Yeah.
His name is Fred.
Fred who?
They call him the Doctor.
Oh.
He's just the Doctor or Doctor.
Who?
And people are like, who? And that's why it has the title. Because no one knows who he really is. He just calls himself the Doctor.
Oh, okay. And he plays first base.
Who? What? No, what does?
No, what's on second? Oh, this is so fun. This is getting so good now. They're back in the Legion Museum and standing right behind the statue of the deceased Pharaoh lad while he's talking about the pen thing. And then they walk past this box.
This is the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, I didn't quite catch on to this thing at first because earlier in the comic, like they show the Pharaoh lad statue, and then Mike Grell shows us the rockfish over here on page 6, and then they show the Tharok shit. So I just thought that maybe like Mike Grell was giving us like a little greatest hits of cool stuff in the museum. And then he didn't want to come up with any new stuff to show us. So he just kept showing us the Tharok thing over and over again. Until it starts shorting out in this one panel on page 11.
Weird. They really do hit you on the head with it because they show it light up and everything, and they still don't notice it.
And see, I was reading the black and white version, so you don't see all the electrical crap. So yeah, it was less prominent in the black and white version.
At first, I thought it was Quizlet.
Yeah, it looks like
on the next page. It's like Quizlet.
Well, and in this panel 3 on page 12, like it's got you can't even tell that that's what it is anymore. I guess if you're really paying attention, which I wasn't, you might catch that it's the same Tharok stuff, like sparking and catching fire, but it just looks kind of a busy color thing there.
These guys are clowns. They're so busy talking about love and stuff. They don't even notice. They're looking right at it and it's glowing and they walk away from it.
Yeah. I mean, it's girl talk, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Invisible Kid's going to ask that girl Mila to marry him.
Oh, yeah.
So if he doesn't die and he gets married, he still has to leave the team. So this guy is stuck. He's off the team no matter what.
We cut to Dream Girl and she's having one of her prophetic dreams. And usually they're about like somebody's going to die. A Legionnaire is going to die. Then somehow or another they don't manage to die. This time, this is a story about a Legionnaire dying, and I don't think her dream mentions anyone dying.
The dream is just that Validus is there in her dream, right? I thought it was kind of weird that Dream Girl just sleeps on a mattress on the floor. No pillow.
Her head hangs off the edge. It's got to hurt your neck.
It's like she's been kidnapped. Like they don't give her sheets. They just give her a mattress on the floor to sleep on. And like skimpy clothes.
It's hot in there. No AC.
Yeah, like this room I'm in right now. God.
Yeah, I'm sweltering as well. So Dream Girl dreams that Validus is coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturn Girl shows up and goes, I detected Tharok's thoughts, who was the member of the Fatal Five that controls Validus normally. But he's supposedly in prison, space prison
complex X-33.
Nice. Superboy goes to make sure he's in jail.
Yeah, and these drawings of Tharok getting brain surgery or surgery on his robotic half. Half of his body is human, and the other side of him is robotic and cyborg, I guess.
Right.
But evidently, when he was in custody of the Legion, they must have really beat him up, because now he's vegetative, and they have to do surgery on him frequently just to keep him alive in prison, I guess.
I know. It's funny because they're saying they're having to constantly give him surgery to keep him alive. And Superboy's like, oh, yeah, we have those parts laying around at the clubhouse, the ones that...
Right. We kept part of his brain as a trophy in our museum.
Right.
We're not going to give him back to you.
He's teetering on death. We needed him for the trophy room.
But his robotic half is like lumpy and wrinkled. It's really strange.
Mm-hmm.
As if he got melted or something. But in 198, I think he just winds up in prison in the last panel, and he's fine. So I don't know if they tangled with the Fatal Five somewhere between 198 and this 203.
Well, they don't show you the part where Mon-El and Superboy and Sunboy roughed him up.
Right. Yeah, Sunboy's like melting
on the way to prison.
Yeah. But yeah, the operative parts of Tharok that can still control the monster are still controlling him somehow.
That's right.
Part 2 now.
In part 2, the Legion on Earth, they're bracing themselves for an imminent attack from Validus. And they're trusting Invisible Kid. He's like, I promise I won't screw up this time. I won't go make out with my girlfriend in the other dimension. I'll really be here.
Yeah, Mon-El is like, sure, dude, I trust you. Mm-hmm. Even though I grounded you last time.
Right. He's like, he can't do anything but turn invisible anyway. I'll let him feel useful.
Guard the museum.
Superboy, returning from checking up on Tharok, sees Validus heading towards the Earth and attempts to intercept him.
I think it's weird how Validus just flies around in space. Like that's how this last Fatal Five thing ended. They catch Mano and Tharok. Mm-hmm. Persuader and Emerald Empress are in like 20th century Smallville, and they disappear into the time stream. They're not caught. Validus flies away out in space, and that's where he is, I guess, until this comic, and he's just flying back towards Earth again.
I'm never quite sure what to make of his face.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times, is it depicted as like a brain? I always think of it as like a brain in glass.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it looks like there's a cartoon face drawn over the brain.
Yeah, on the cover, he has a nose and sort of droopy, sad eyes or something.
Yeah, the cover's a little weird.
That's Cardy's rendition of him.
Uh-huh. You probably didn't know what to make of the drawings he was drawing it from. But as we see him here, as Superboy is engaging with him, he has nostrils.
Oh, yeah. Nostrils. He still has sort of eye socket or depressions where his eyes might be.
Mm-hmm. I just thought his eyes were closed. But maybe, yeah.
Yeah, Giffen didn't draw him this way. Giffen didn't even... I guess he had a mouth, but nothing to imply that there was a face behind the glass.
Right.
And I can't recall how...
I don't know if he had that in the Kurt Swan days. Yeah, I don't know. It's nice to see Superboy get his ass kicked. We've entered that era finally. That's one nice addition to the Bronze Age. Like Superboy, it can be phased.
As I was reading this, there's the part where, for the first half of the comic, both Mon-El and Superboy are there. And then Superboy's like, I'll go investigate this shit about Tharok on the prison. And that was where I expected a bunch of action to happen to the Legionnaires who remained, because there was no Superboy to just save the day. But then I guess that doesn't really happen. Superboy has a solo adventure kind of out in space with Validus. Cary Bates kind of toys with the formula a little bit, I guess. Looking back on these other couple issues, 198 and 199, it kind of seems like they're trying to still maintain this formula for the comic where part of it is a Superboy solo thing and the rest is a Legion comic, even though they're not two separate actual story comic strips. You know?
I see what you mean. Because Superboy is more heavily featured in the second half.
Yeah, and he has a solo adventure.
Right.
Like in 109, like the first bit of it is in Smallville.
Right.
Or no, in 198, the first bit of it's in Smallville, and he's hanging out with Lana.
Oh yeah,
And,
I mean it's very, especially towards the beginning, it's still very much Superboy's book.
Yeah, but it's not like it used to be where it was a separate, distinct 15-page Superboy comic and then a Legion comic. It's like we got a little bit of Superboy doing some shit, and then that leads into to the Legion comic that we all came for.
Well, but I think a lot of people were coming to continue reading the Superboy book that had been published up to that point. So in a lot of these early issues, it'll start in Smallville with Clark Kent. Whereas like in the later adventure days, you wouldn't see Smallville at all, usually. It was all in the future.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like the Adventure Comics long ago ceased to be a Superboy comic, but in the Superboy title here, people might still be expecting some Superboy action, and they are obligated to give us that.
I feel like that happened a lot in the Cockrum days.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Validus throws Superboy right into Legion headquarters, I guess. Right into their control room, and then busts through the wall. Just like in Dreamgirl's vision.
Yeah, it's a nice, clean, holy
yeah, it's not jagged at all, huh?
I like it. There's no debris or anything.
I know the Legionnaires take him on. This is a funny panel when Karate Kid's trying to chop the shit out of Validus's arm real fast. And then this panel of Sunboy blasting him looks really cool. Like it's got good lighting on the brainy face of Validus.
It's got kind of the Cosmic Boy concentric circle going there. I don't know if maybe Cosmic Boy didn't even have that yet.
This is a funny page too, where Mon-El shows up and he thinks he's going to get the drop on Validus by sneaking up behind him. And then Validus has his awesome counter move where his mental lightning goes down between his legs and behind him to electrocute Mon-El.
So here's a question for you. When he's approaching him from behind, is that his eye or is that a gleam on the glass that covers his brain?
Like right here? I think it's supposed to be a glare.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. Like there's kind of two of those little loops. One of them is filled in with pink and the other one isn't. I think they're both supposed to be a glare from like their fluorescent lights up above.
Yeah.
Mon-El's like, he second guessed me. The unthinking monster Validus second guessed Mon-El and zapped him.
Pretty good. I think it looks kind of cool this way. I mean, I do prefer the later version where it's just a brain, but the weird way that he has like a fleshy lip on that metal bottom part.
You can't tell what the hell this guy's supposed to be. You know, like it sort of looks like he has some kind of costume on, but then also like, that's his actual face.
Right.
And like this is his feet, and he just has like socks like a cat has, you know? It's not part of his outfit.
His brain has a nose.
Right.
We see Quizlet again.
Oh, there was something I forgot to talk about. Is this part where Superboy is like, I figured out the real reason he's attacking us. Mm-hmm. And there's a little caption box that says, "Reader, have you guessed what Superboy deduced? Like why Validus is coming to Earth to attack them and who is responsible?" And I was like, when I read that, I did not know. Like this is a comic for a 7-year-old. And I was like, I haven't deduced what Superboy deduced. What did he come up with that's so intelligent? And I think it's just all the Tharok shit in the museum. That's what he realized, that Mike Grell showed us the Tharok stuff a billion times, and that's what he was talking about. But for some reason, the phraseology of that panel made me second guess myself. I'm like, I'm not really sure why, you know?
We never really get like, is the piece of Tharok Why is it sending Validus there? Is it coming to retrieve the device? Has the device become its own separate entity? Or is it got enough of Tharok in it that it's like, come retrieve me and then let's go to break the rest of me out of prison and put me back together? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it has to be one of those, right?
Well, like it's on page 19 where it says, I guess it's Mon-El's thinking. No, it must be Superboy. I'm not sure whose thought balloons these are. He says the Tharok's brain components are still active, but they're no longer controlled by Tharok himself. They're operating on their own. But yeah, it doesn't say if, and it never says that they're summoning Validus to rescue them. And it almost turns out that they're just still sending Validus on his same mission as before to destroy the Legionnaires.
Okay.
I guess that must be what it is. It's like Hal or something from 2001. Like, no matter what happens, he's got this mission to get them to, in 2001, it's to get them to Jupiter at any cost, whether there's a living crew or not. In the case of Tharok and Validus, it's kill the Legionnaires whether Tharok survives or not. I guess, something like that. And Validus does that. He manages to get into the headquarters and kills a Legionnaire. Hell yes.
Invisible Kid, not so clever with his invisibility. You'd think he would have turned invisible when he was doing all this, so Validus wouldn't crush him.
He is invisible.
He is?
Sure looks like he's invisible to me. He looks like he's at like 70% brightness here. Like, looks like they put some like white dot screen on him to lighten him up, even here where he's being crushed.
Well, I don't know. What I'm looking at, I can see like he looks like he's drawn somewhat with dotted lines instead of solid lines, but the color doesn't look that different.
Yeah.
From what I'm looking at, it makes me wonder if they just didn't realize he was invisible. And with yours, it's more evident.
He's definitely drawn with broken lines somehow.
Yeah, the broken lines are for sure.
The color is all there. So you think he's only partly invisible?
Are we sure the colorist knew that he was invisible? Or discolored him like he would normally be colored and just figured that the line was...
I think the color looks lighter too. Like the orange here isn't quite the same as the orange here. But maybe I'm just deceived because the black is not black and it makes everything else look lighter. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how Validus doesn't have eyes, so maybe he has some other way of sensing the existence of Invisible Kid even when he's invisible. Or even when Invisible Kid is in another dimension invisible. I don't know how Invisible Kid decides to be in our dimension and invisible versus in the other dimension with Mila and whatever level of opacity he is in the other dimension. Right. But Validus gets him and starts a crushing.
They're both doing crushing. They're simultaneously crushing.
It's a little bit of crush on crush action. Mm-hmm. And Invisible Kid has a crush on an invisible girl. This makes no sense. It does. What's he doing? Invisible Kid is crushing the Tharok components, right?
Mm-hmm. As he himself is being crushed.
Yeah.
He looks pretty good for a guy who just got smashed. No guts anywhere.
It's all internal. Like every important organ below the waist, I guess, is destroyed. So
I guess you could argue maybe that leg is mangled in a funny direction.
He doesn't seem too crushed. Yeah. And the Legionnaires themselves also don't seem too crushed to know that their teammate was just murdered by a monster in their headquarters. Mm-hmm. They cry a little bit, but then guess who shows up? Mila shows up out of nowhere, and she's got a big surprise for them. She's a ghost. She's already dead.
It gives it sort of a horror comic ending almost. It's a little spooky.
This whole last page gives me the creeps. Like Mila shows up and it was like, I told Invisible Kid that I was a ghost, and it so upset him that he blanked out the whole conversation, made the TV explode. And I guess because he thought that he couldn't get married to a ghost, but now he's dead. And so she says, you guys don't need to mourn for him because I have him now. I'm going to take good care of him for all eternity. And they don't. They're like, yeah, he's cool. Oh, and they also let Validus off the hook too.
Right.
which is also sort of horrifying. They're like, he didn't know what he was doing, so don't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think this last panel, maybe the last two, but the last panel of the story for sure is really strange because the characters, Mon-El, Superboy, Phantom Girl, they're looking straight ahead at me as if I'm now the ghost of Invisible Kid here on the other side. And they're looking at me and thinking about how happy I'm going to be now that I'm dead.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. I'm surprised they didn't. Why don't they have a ghost version of Invisible Kid there with her at the end, or them waving as they fade away or something? It makes it creepier because you just have to take her word for it, I guess, and hope she's not the devil or something.
Right. Yeah. She may not even be a ghost. She might be full of shit. And I mean, we read that Tales issue where it didn't turn out to be Invisible Kid who came back and haunted them. Right. It was actually a demon from hell or something like that, basically.
Worst Levitt story, I think a lot of people say, because there was a lot of story potential with this, figuring out what happened with him, what this other place was. And he began to explore that, and then he just got bored or so distracted with the new series, he completely dropped the ball with that. Because Invisible Kid 2 brought Lyle Norg back from there, and he was back hanging out in the headquarters. We never once see a scene where everyone's like, wow, you're back. And he's back for like 5 or 6 issues. We don't really see him through those 6 issues.
I think it's like a whole 12 issues.
Oh, is it that long?
Where like he shows up and then, maybe one time in a year he's in a comic for a panel or two. Right.
They oh, weren't you dead? I thought you died.
Like, didn't you used to be a Legionnaire? What was your power? But yeah, lots of story potential, especially if you take into account this stuff with his girlfriend who's a ghost in another dimension.
Right.
And then he gets brought back and
see her.
Yeah, in the 80s where he's a ghost from another dimension or something.
Right. There's so many things they could have done. They could have said, or he could have at least lied if he was still the demon and said that girl she was never a girl. She was a demon. I've been trapped in this hell-like dimension for like the last 10 years and you guys never came for me.
Yeah, you just took her word for it.
Well, something kind of like that must have happened if we were buying the story up until it was revealed he was someone else, because he was trapped in that. He wasn't living happily ever after with the girl. He was like in this weird hellish psychedelic world, right?
Yeah, that place that they went into with Invisible Kid 2 and
right, and they helped him escape that place. So maybe she was there with him. Maybe they broke up after a few weeks. I'm like, I died for this.
Yeah, it turns out that she was a little less serious about him.
Now I'm just stuck here in limbo.
Weird comic. It's weird that. I mean, it's like the death of Chemical King 2. It's like, it's weird that they decided to build up this guy, give him interesting story possibilities, and then kill him at the end.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I give it points for having such a weird, unsettling death and ending. I mean, it leaves so much to the imagination.
I mean, the crushed to death part is, that's unsettling and messed up.
Well, just he's living in the spirit world with this girl.
Yeah, but the whole part that she shows up as a ghost but he doesn't. Mm-hmm. It does make you think like, well, wait, because we kind of know that ghosts aren't real, Mm-hmm. So what happened? Did she get something she wanted by having this guy die?
She has his soul.
Yeah, or like when you die, do you have to go through some kind of processing before you become a ghost, or is it instantly? Like it's there's some unexplained stuff. Yeah, any questions I have are not answered.
They're like, this is all pretty suspect, but he wasn't a very helpful member. We're not gonna spend a lot of time investigating this. We'll just trust that he's okay in the afterlife.
This ghost lady lets the Legionnaires off the hook, kind of the same way that they let Validus off the hook. Almost, it's like, oh well. He's fine now. This ghost told us we don't have to worry, so we're not going to. We're happy. Mm-hmm. Happy he's dead. He hadn't been in a comic in 14 months anyway.
Did you count?
No, I was just a guess. Yeah, I guess Superboy's crying a little bit with a sad face.
Pussy.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the end of
Invisible Kid.
Never really needed that guy.
But Brainiac 5 was glad he was gone. So he was the second smartest.
Wait, I thought Dream Girl was the second smartest.
That was after Invisible Kid died.
Oh. If Brainiac 5 knew how smart Dream Girl is, maybe he wouldn't have been so happy to get Invisible Kid out of the way. Yeah. Rip Invisible Kid. Superboy 203. Yeah. Rest in pieces.
Until you come back as a demon. Hasta la vista, baby.